Good evening all. So we have come back with a very interesting social topic about marriage age. What is the right time to get married? And is there a right time to get married? And what does it mean, the right time for marriage? So on this topic I shall talk. So let's start. So marriage is a phenomena of partnership that includes many benefits, including establishing a family, living a love life, having a partner in life, and trying to build a common ground and common objectives with someone. It entails so many details that a lot of people just simplify it in the concept of marriage. It's a very complex partnership that some people can get a very engaging relationship on many facets or on many levels at one point, and others would end up in a situation where they barely they can become living with a materialistic provider, or with a financial provider, or sometime or even they don't end up with a financial provider, or just will end up with someone that we are living in the same house. So the generalization of marriage as a just a word that can describe many things, I think it put us in the wrong place, because basically yes, two people can become married, but what they are getting out of their marriage is completely different. So because it's basically a human relationship, there is no measure of the outputs of marriage, or there is no measure of what kind of benefits do married couple gets. So about marriage age, I think when you are, it's about commitment and long-term commitment. So marriage is about long-term commitment, and when a young man or a young woman would like to take a long-term commitment, they should have been exposed to different experiences, that they have been committed on various things on the long term. And it's very hard to find people who have been committed on long-term objectives, because most people, their long-term commitments were maybe with school, maybe with some universities, maybe with some kind of jobs. And if and if you ask them what was the long-term commitment that you made for a particular practice, or a particular thought, or a particular idea, or a particular institution, you would say it's something like a year, or so on. A lot of people think about religion in terms of commitment. Some people think of it becomes part of their habit rather than an active, rational commitment they are doing. So I think when people get married, they should have been subjected to enough exposure in life, to enough experiences to make a long-term commitment decision. So what is this age in the Arab world? I think something like 26 to 27 is the right time. Maybe for the girls, they say it's a little bit old. It's fine if they are younger, because of the environment that we are living in, because of the dynamics of the environment and the chances, and this kind of the chances of not getting married and so on. But I think something like 25 to 26 is okay. And in the West, maybe because relationships are more open and you can find long-term commitments, and some people get married after long relationships. So it differ. Really, you can get many of the benefits of the marriage before. You might be living with that person before. You might be actually having a love relationship with him before. You might actually share some financial burden together before even become married. And when what marriage do is actually the long-term seal. So marriage actually what it makes for the couple after living for a long time, it's about the long-term seal. So actually, yes, we have been in this relationship for long enough. We are getting the engagement and the feelings that we need. We understand how we can share financial responsibilities. We know how we can make conversation and how we can solve our problems. So we are actually a proper partner, and it's about, are we partners for life or not? And that's what marriage do, is basically just to say, yes, we are partners for life. So So that's the beauty of some ways of doing things, that you take different, that it actually dismantle the benefits of marriage into too many different categories, that you achieve you can achieve part of the benefits of marriage without getting married. Then the marriage actually gives this long-term seal. Now that's a different way, even for these people. A lot of people like, because it's about kids, and a lot of people don't like to have kids without having this lifetime commitment. So marriage and kids are coming together. So I would say 26 to 27 is a good time, because after that you would need to make few kids, and if making few kids will take some time. So, and you would you would rather, some people think about 4, some people about think 3. So you would give yourself the time needed to the biological time needed to have the right amount of children that you desire. Now that is being said, people ask me, what about relationships that is completely different, like marrying someone who's much older, or marrying someone who's much younger? So I would say there is a very different thought. So in general, so if you are talking with someone that is much younger than you, he has a completely different framework about life than you, and he have completely different frameworks about life than you. Of course, think about 15 years difference. So when this kid was drinking breast milk, or having breast milk, you have been running, and you have been seeing friends and going around. So both of you has a completely different lives. And when you get older, maybe people say, yeah, maybe it's the same thing. People get older and they do the same thing, and maybe with time it's just the same thing repeated. But no, I say age actually makes this person has seen different things, and maybe he has different perspective on things, and maybe you can share these opinions, and you can agree on these opinions, and maybe not. But can we get married? I think you should understand what you are getting out of this marriage. So some people become married because they want to get some kind of financial support. They want some kind of someone to care for them. They want someone to be to be a guardian for them, or just to have kids with them. So it depends on what you really want out of this marriage. But if you understand the benefits that you will be getting, and it was acceptable for both parties, then I think it is fine. And it's about understanding, what do I really want to achieve out of this marriage, and is this acceptable for both parties? Am I not promising more than I should be promising? Is the likely outcome of this marriage clear for both parties? And if the answer is yes, so yes, why not? This can happen all the time. That was my quick intake on things. I wish you a great evening, and I shall say salam.